Earthquakes are natural disasters that can cause tremendous damage to local communities, altering the lives of those who experience them forever. In today's video, we're going to take a look at how earthquakes affect local communities. People in local communities are directly impacted by earthquakes in many ways. During the disaster, they may suffer injuries or even lose their lives. They may also lose their homes and their possessions. In the aftermath of an earthquake, people may be left without food, water, or medical care. They may also have to deal with the emotional and psychological effects of the disaster, such as post-traumatic stress disorder. In addition to the human impact, earthquakes can also have a devastating effect on local infrastructure and the economy. Buildings, roads, and bridges can be destroyed, which can make it difficult for emergency services to reach those who need help. The damage to infrastructure can also disrupt essential services such as water and power. The economic impact of an earthquake can be significant. Businesses can be destroyed, and people can lose their jobs. The cost of rebuilding can be enormous, and it can take years for an economy to recover. Earthquakes can have a variety of community effects. They can cause widespread destruction and damage to buildings and other structures. They can also trigger other natural disasters, such as landslides and tsunamis. Earthquakes can also disrupt essential services such as water and power. They can also lead to economic hardship and job losses. And finally, earthquakes can have a devastating impact on the mental health of those who experience them. There are a number of factors that can contribute to the severity of the consequences of an earthquake. The strength of the earthquake is obviously a major factor. The deeper the earthquake, the less damaging it is likely to be. The location of the earthquake is also important. An earthquake that occurs in a densely populated area is likely to be more destructive than one that occurs in a rural area. The preparedness of the community is also a major factor. A community that is prepared for earthquakes is likely to suffer less severe consequences than a community that is not prepared. The recovery process after an earthquake can be long and difficult. It can take years for a community to rebuild and recover from the economic impact of an earthquake. The emotional and psychological toll on the community can be just as great. Many people experience post-traumatic stress disorder and other mental health problems as a result of earthquakes. There are a number of things that can be done to mitigate the effects of earthquakes on local communities. Building codes can be strengthened to ensure that buildings are more resistant to earthquakes. Emergency planning and preparedness can help communities to be better prepared for earthquakes and to respond more effectively in the aftermath. Public education can help people to understand the risks of earthquakes and what to do in the event of an earthquake. One way that we can learn about the impact of earthquakes on local communities is by studying case studies of past earthquakes. By learning from the mistakes of the past, we can work to improve the way that we prepare for and respond to earthquakes in the future. One example is the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in Japan. This was a devastating disaster that resulted in the deaths of thousands of people and caused billions of dollars in damage. However, in the aftermath of the disaster, the Japanese government and people worked hard to rebuild and recover. They implemented a number of measures to improve their preparedness for future disasters, such as strengthening building codes and improving early warning systems. Another example is the 2010 Haiti earthquake. This earthquake occurred in one of the poorest countries in the world, and the country was not prepared for the disaster. The earthquake resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people and caused billions of dollars in damage. The country has still not recovered from the earthquake. From these case studies, we can see that the impact of an earthquake on a local community is determined by a number of factors: the strength and location of the earthquake, the preparedness of the community, and the ability of the community to respond and recover in the aftermath. We can also see that the effects of an earthquake can be devastating, but that it is possible for communities to recover if they are prepared and have the right support. Earthquakes are a natural hazard that we cannot control, but we can take steps to mitigate their impact on local communities. By understanding the risks, we can work to create safer and more resilient communities.